And on President Trump's executive order to boost the foster care system, we have joining with us to discuss this is Terry Schilling, president of the American Principles Project. Good afternoon, Terry. So the core objective of this is clear: help those transitioning out of the foster care system get jobs and have better health care and so forth. Can this make a difference?
Well, thanks so much for having me, Kevin. I love coming on. Absolutely, this program is going to make a huge difference for these foster care children. Listen, these kids have gotten a raw deal. Many of them enter the foster care system at later stages in life where it's very difficult to find replacement parents, and they're left behind. And what this executive order aims to do is to get them back up to speed, give them those educational opportunities and those employment opportunities so that they can live fulfilling and enriched lives. I think it's going to be a great thing for the entire country.
Certainly hope it is. All those training opportunities can definitely pay off, and with that partnership with schools and companies as well. Now, what's the current state of the foster care system, and how is it impacting Americans planning to adopt?
Well, it's really difficult, Kevin. As you heard earlier, only 4% of these kids that go through the foster care system ever even get college degrees. Many of them suffer from other afflictions, and they go through abuse through the system. It is very treacherous, and that's why these programs are so important, because it helps right some injustices that have happened to these children. And most of the foster care system is fantastic. There are many good parents, foster parents that is, that take these kids into their homes, and they have to deal with a lot of problems. You know, these are kids that are coming from very broken homes, a lot of drug addiction, a lot of sexual abuse. They're coming from very dark backgrounds, and it's good that, and they deserve fresh starts and clean opportunities when it comes to getting a real education and getting back in the workforce. This is how we get them out of these slumps and press the reset button. So it's very, very important this program takes off today.
Okay, Terry, and so expand on what you're saying. These root causes of some of the issues that we're seeing in the foster care system, can this order address them?
Unfortunately, the root causes here are drug addiction, sexual addiction, sexual abuse. I mean, there's a lot of real problems that America is suffering from. What this is actually aiming to do is it's stopping the bleeding, right? But we need to stop the cutting. We need to get America clean. We need to get young Americans that are parents off of drugs. We need to prevent as many people from getting onto drugs. That's the primary driver for kids that are in these foster care programs is drug abuse and alcoholism. So we need to do a better job of giving a brighter future to everyone, right? A lot of people develop drug addictions from lack of employment opportunities, lack of education, and we need programs for the parents that end up creating these problems as well to prevent future foster children.
Now, this act of benevolence out of the White House certainly could benefit those in the foster care program and also the nation, too. I mean, what kind of long-term outcomes for both of those can we expect from this initiative?
Well, I can tell you firsthand that, there's a huge difference when dad's at work and when you have a job, right? When you have a job, when you have a family, you have purpose, you have meaning, you have a drive, you have optimism in the future. When you know that the people at work or people at school or people at home are counting on you, you're much more motivated to make a difference. So this is going to have an impact on the nation, but more importantly, it's going to impact a lot of individual lives. And I think that's really tough to measure when it comes to each of us individually. You really have to experience it through people that you've known who have gone through the foster care system and people that have been hurt and not given fair opportunities. Because everyone knows that if you've been given a raw deal, it really sucks. But when you get that clean opportunity, that clean shot, you really do prove a lot of people wrong and achieve better things than anyone could have expected.
Understood. In the White House, the federal government, they're playing a role in addressing this issue. Now, how can local communities also play a part in supporting foster youth?
Well, obviously, you can sign up to be a foster parent. That's very important. These kids, they get a bad rap. They come from very abusive homes and very highly dysfunctional households, and they've been given a raw deal. They don't have their parents around. They've been separated for one reason or another. And so it's really important that good, wholesome, well-meaning people get involved in the foster care system. If you've got a heart full of love and you're not able to have as many children as you would hope God had given you, then the foster care community is a great place to get started, to take some children that need extra help. And these are kids that do oftentimes need a lot of extra care and help. And So we need more people getting involved in this whole community because it's really tough. There's a shortage of foster homes available for these kids, and it's always better when these kids have warm, loving households to go into.
It really is so important. Now, let's also talk about other ways that the Trump is helping the families and children. What are some pro-family policies by this administration that are really significant in your view?
Well, President Trump, I believe, I run a pro-family organization that's highly focused on protecting the innocence of children. And President Trump has just hit grand slam after grand slam. He's been protecting our children online with new protections with social media. The Take It Down Act was absolutely fantastic. It passed by supermajorities in both the House and the Senate. But he's also been protecting our children when it comes to sports, when it comes to their private spaces. This whole transgender insanity that the left has been pushing on us through their $4.5 billion transgender industry has wreaked havoc in our country. And President Trump has not shied away from that fight. He's put our children and our parental rights at the heart of everything he's been doing. On top of that, he's been making a better economy for all of us, right? He wants to figure out how to get people to be able to afford to form their own families, to get married, have kids, and to be able to afford a home and to put food on the table after we've seen just devastation after the Biden and Obama years. So President Trump, at his heart, he is a pro-family president. He is the pro-family president in America.
And there's another aspect to this. President Trump's big, beautiful bill that was also in conjunction with this, in that some of those tax provisions are going to go to helping those foster care children. Now, also this big, beautiful bill included a provision blocking Planned Parenthood from getting Medicaid funding. So let's expand this conversation. I mean, we're seeing reports of multiple clinics shutting down since the bill passed. Do you see this as strengthening families?
Absolutely, Kevin. So what a lot of people don't realize is that President Trump is the first president to completely and entirely defund Planned Parenthood, which is just a major abortion corporation that makes tons of money from performing abortions. But what many people also don't realize is that Planned Parenthood in recent years has expanded into transitioning children, giving children puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones after only 30-minute consultations with not even doctors, with counselors. It's absolutely atrocious. But President Trump cut their funding this year and redirected it to clinics that don't kill babies and that don't sterilize children. I'd say that stopping the killing of babies and stopping the sterilization and mutilation of children is awfully pro-family and is going to do a lot to help families thrive in this country.
Terry Schilling, thank you for coming on and offering your perspective on this.
Thanks, Kev.